We are live. Come in, come in, come in. Welcome, everybody. What's up, Dark Knight? You back, huh? Good to see you. First one in the house tonight. Welcome back. Look, since you've been gone, I put a Telegram group. People aren't getting my notifications going live. So I put a Telegram group where I copied the link in. Why don't you jump in and join it? What do you mean what happened to my camera? I don't know what you're talking about, bub. No, it isn't. It's just my phone. I just have it sitting on the table. I just have it sitting in front of me. It's the same camera the same phone I started doing this live stream on. Excuse me. Smash that like. Yeah, maybe it's your phone. It isn't mine. I haven't changed anything. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Oh, long, busy day. Come on in. Come on in. We'll crank up when the chat fills up. Get the people in here. There we go. Come on in. Come on in to the Proudmasculine live stream. Nightly live, March 3rd. Hey, Emma. Rockadoodle. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Thank you. Come on in. Tripathi. What's up, man? What's up? Come on in. VR. Hey, what's up, Pawn? Dark Knight says you always go live right when I get off work. Oh, isn't that a happy accident, huh? I actually got home a little while ago. My client's rescheduled for tomorrow night. What's up, Andrea? My client's rescheduled for tomorrow night, so I was actually able to get on here early. Maybe I'll get some early sleep. Who knows? Who knows? Or maybe we'll have a long live stream tonight. I don't know. No, I'm not adding someone on my live stream. That was an accident. I don't know how to undo it. I didn't want to have to undo everything. And let me see something. No, I didn't want to do that. I don't know what you're saying, Andrea. U or Y. KYY. Yeah, I don't get any of that. I don't know what that means. But come on in, y'all. Come on in and hit that like coming in. Nice chatting with you, Anna Maria. Well, good. It worked out good, Dark Knight, because I'm usually not on this early. What's up, Darren? Good, man. Long day's work to make you feel alive. Make you feel productive. There's nothing like working hard all day and coming home and You put your head on the pillow, you deserve that rest. You need that sleep, that reset. That's good though. I got a few people piling in. We had a good show kicking last night. That's right. Show the love, hit the like and sub. Show the love for the show. Support the channel. Well, Dark Knight, this is why you should be working on something in your off time. You know, get your side hustle going, man. Mamma mia, I inadvertently came across this live. What is your topic of discussion? I don't really have a topic yet. I'm still waiting for the chat to fill up. We usually take a topic from a question. We can talk about some stuff that I'm dealing with through clients and just groups around me, some things people are going through that I've been working with clients on. We can talk about that stuff. Do you have any experience with narcissistic people? Do they change? Anna Maria, yesterday you said I look thin. Now you said I look pale. What are these observations? I'm not pale. I look the same exact way I did last night. Yes, I do have experience with narcissistic people, and they do not change. The only thing you can do with a narcissist is remove them from your life immediately. You're never going to see clearly as long as you have a narcissist involved in your life, especially if you're emotionally involved with them. It's you'll always be questioning things. You'll question reality. You'll question your own sanity. You'll start believing the gaslighting. What a narcissist does is brings you in, right? Narcissists tend to flock towards very empathic people. And what happens is narcissists feed off of other people's empathy. That's a resource. That's a lifeblood, is your empathy, your presence. That's why they call narcissists, the people they draw into them are called their supply, because they get a supply. What they do is draw you in and make you feel so loved, so secure, so special, so adored. It's called the love bombing phase. And genuine people get treated like that, and they're overwhelmed by, like, wow, this is a really good person. They must be very genuine that they think so highly of me, and they like telling me, and they like making me feel secure. They like making me feel, like I'm something. So you begin to open up to them. And this is just a lure. This is just a trap. This is just a tool of the narcissist, is the love bomb. So they draw you in with it. And once they know they got you secure after a certain amount of time, whatever that may be, months, weeks, then the real characteristics of narcissists come out. The evil, the dark side, which is all dark because none of it comes from a good place. Then comes the devaluation phase. It's where they begin to devalue you. And not only do they begin to devalue you, they quit giving you the attention and the praise. And they start offering criticism, real slick, like all the things that you used to do that they loved about you now are like, what's wrong with you type things. Then they start pointing out all these little things about yourself because they've earned your trust. And the supply begins to trust the narcissist in the sense that you believe that these people are genuinely love you and care for you. So they draw you in, then they begin to devalue you, like picking you apart. All the things that they told you were so endearing and great qualities about yourself, they begin to use against you. And what they do is they draw you in so close so they can peel away the layers of you to see what makes you work, see what makes you tick. They ask you questions about your childhood and the hard times you've had in your life. And they're not doing that to understand you like a normal, healthy human being will. They're doing it to weaponize your past negative experiences against you. So if you say you came from a family you didn't get much emotional support growing up as you were supposed to get, and you were left to fend for yourself, what the narcissists do will get that information out of you, draw you closer by saying, "Oh, that's terrible. I'm so glad we met because, I've been through some stuff like that, and since we met, it's me and you now, and you don't have to worry about that. You're strong," and they'll tell you all these great things. Well, then they will turn that traumatic experience against you to work in their favor. And what they begin doing in the evaluation phase is picking you apart, making you feel like shit, and then turning it around as that because you met them, your life is amazing, that you're nothing without them. Then they'll start making shit up, picking fights, starting things with just toxic behavior, and then blaming it on you. Like they'll mess with you, they'll criticize you, they'll avoid you on purpose, give you the silent treatment, pretend like you don't exist anymore. Um, just have this nonchalant, like I don't care attitude, and they'll do a lot of spiteful, shitty things and say, "Oh, come on, I'm just joking. Why are you so sensitive?" And they'll constantly try to keep you under the guise of you're nothing without them. That's the devaluation. To get you to that point where they get you believing that you have no worth without them. That's about the time they discard. This is the next and final phase of the narcissist, is the discard. This is your hands-on experience with them, because there's another phase after that's called the hoovering phase, where they just kind of hover around and stay in your life to make sure that they still have some kind of control over you. But what the narcissist will do is at that point is once they've sucked all the life out of you and you're no longer of any fun, of any use to them, they discard you and find a new supply. They'll keep you around until they find somebody else to latch on to. And they'll do the same thing and repeat the same thing. All the while, they won't let you get too far away. They'll let you get just far enough to where you begin to feel a little relief. Then you start feeling remorse, like, they have you question yourself from all the gaslighting and mind games that they fucked you with. It'll have you second guessing everything. Then they'll start coming back around as this, "Hey, look, I know things didn't work out between us. I'm really sorry about the way I acted. That was unfair. You don't deserve that. Look, I have a problem." And they'll make up this sob story about how I have a hard time trusting people, and I started getting close to you and I didn't know how to act and I didn't know what to do. And, I treated you wrong. I'm so sorry. I can understand if you'll never forgive me, but just know how much I can. And then you start letting your guard down again. Like, okay, these people are genuinely sorry. I mean, that's very sincere words that a normal, healthy human being would say for genuine remorse. Narcissists don't feel remorse. They just know when it's time to up the ante. When they see you start to gradually just pull away and be okay without them, because the worst thing you can do to a narcissist is cut them off. They can't handle that. And they'll do anything. They'll fight, scratch, and claw to be back with having power over you. That's why the only thing you can do is disappear. You can't keep a narcissist around. Like if you had a semi-healthy relationship, it ended on terms that you just wasn't clicking or whatever. And you could still be civil to one another. That doesn't exist with a narcissist. They have nothing they do is well intended. Nothing they do is anything but their best interest. And that is to feed the craving of dismantling people's lives and having control, ultra control, by any means necessary. And it's usually through manipulation, uh, abuse. Like there's all kind of different mind games that narcissists play to keep you in their grips. And some of the tools are gaslighting, future faking. Oh, we could have been so good together, and if I wouldn't have messed up, and that. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, you sound genuinely sorry. Let's give this another chance. And like, oh, thank you so much. I'm so lost without you. And you get back in their life, and then it's the same thing. And it usually gets worse and worse and worse to where if you stay in the grips of a narcissist, you will be questioning reality, literally, questioning your own sanity. They'll have you in such self doubt and mentally fucking twisted up that you won't be able to differentiate reality from fantasy. That will isolate you from everybody because you'll start noticing people around you like, hey, man, that's not a good person you're with. Like she's a narcissist. You've changed. Like what they'll do is they'll isolate you from everybody and say those people don't care about you. They just want to see you um, down and out, and they don't want to see you do. But they'll tell you shit like that. It's very cunning, very manipulative. These people, sick people. The only thing you can do is ruthlessly cut a narcissist out of your life. Never allow them back in. Block everything. Never let them near you again. I can't even apply for a side job. So what do you expect me to do? Mamma Mia, there's narcissist traits and narcissistic personality. Are those different things? Yes, Mamma Mia, good point. Good question. Um, everybody has narcissistic traits. These are the things you learn as a kid. And we all use it. We all manipulate to an extent, whether it be work, to get where we're going. In relationships, we manipulate a little bit. Don't lie. It's okay. It's part of the human makeup is we exhibit narcissistic traits. Everybody has them. Narcissist personality disorder is these traits are your dominant traits. These are the things that you operate on. Like a normal healthy person has normal healthy attributes and characteristics with flaws and narcissistic traits. Narcissists are narcissistic traits with glimpses of human qualities, right? They have to have the human qualities to be able to disguise the narcissistic traits. If they were all blatant narcissists, it would be they wouldn't win. They would lose. And does the narcissist know they're narcissist? I don't know. I think they do. Tripathi says being ethical and empathetic makes us more vulnerable to them. They behave like monsters. How dare they? Self-aware narcissists exist, but most of them will never admit it. What's up, Phoenix? Good to see you. Yeah, Warhead, you're right. A narcissist really doesn't care if they're narcissistic, but they're doing it from a place of self-preservation, so they don't really acknowledge that they're narcissists. They'll turn it around on you and make you feel like a narcissist before they cop to it. I know some narcissists say, look, I'm a narcissist. They have a guy on YouTube who says it, Matthew Cox. He tells you straight up, look, I'm a narcissist. That's just the way I operate. I'm doing what I got to do to get by using anybody I have to. That's just me. Warhead says, I have an abusive narcissistic parent, so I'm glad you're talking about this, and thank you. I don't know, Dark Knight. It's something you got to figure out, brother. I mean, I can help you with that. We can work on that. Travazi says, I don't know what gains do they make by doing that. Well, narcissists are highly damaged people, have been through some traumatic shit that has affected them at a very young age and changed their whole perspective of humanity, um, quality, healthy human behavior. Like they don't believe in any of that. That's a non-existent thought for them. They don't even think about that shit. Yogi says malignant. Yes. Cough, cough, Democrat. Brazil. What's up, games? What do you think create narcissists? Because they aren't born that way. I'll tell you. Good question, Jake. I think narcissists are a result of a narcissistic parent, of narcissistic parents. I don't know where the origins of it are. I don't know the origins, like the chicken or the egg thing. But plus, you can create yourself as a narcissist if you've put in a position where you have to fend for yourself. You grew up in a toxic household. Like social media is one form that's building narcissists all the time. People who are just so self absorbed, who need external validation for everything. And it's always all about them. Like, look at some of these chicks on social media, so self absorbed, always, always. Um, but I think it's from narcissistic parenting where the kids are made to feel like they're not good enough, like they never owned up, they never measure up. And through time, that creates a monster where, in order to have any self preservation, the child has to become narcissistic to protect itself. And inadvertently, same thing with people who are sexually abused, that oftentimes these people who do horrible things to kids at some point in their lives have had the same things happen to them, and they don't know how to process and relate to that. So they fall to their lowest form subconsciously, and they just operate based on that. Daniela says, hell no. Yeah, Wrath says, mostly it's the way their parents treated them. You're right. Tripathi says, oh God, their mind games are very weird to behave like 5-year-old. Yes. Moorhead says, they say parents mistreated them and they abused their own children. Yes. All right, Yogi. Wrath, I met her mother. She was definitely a piece of work. I don't know. I don't really know the psychology of it. Like, there's really no, I don't think they have like it's it's diagnosed as a personality disorder. I mean, I'm sure there's work to be done that can um, teach somebody a different way to deal with things and replace the narcissistic behavior and the narcissistic traits with other more positive quality things. I don't know the process. I don't know like there's a line of therapy or medicine. Rath says it's a question of whether they want to or even see the flaw. Anyway, we're all guilty of that, aren't we? To some degree. But narcissists lack humility and empathy. They don't understand that. It's non existent. I don't know whether Tripathi says, I don't know if it's psychiatric problem or something else. Warhead said they never change, only get worse as they age with you. That's right. Once, yeah, Jake, I just talked about that. Everybody has narcissistic traits. Every human being on the planet does. Children have narcissistic. You ever seen how children with the things they do to get their way? It's it's human nature to have traits of narcissism. It's actually a very beneficial tool in some instances to be able to summon your narcissist psychopathic side in order to do something challenging or get you through something that's tough or some kind of fear moment, to tap into that inner psychopath, to awaken the dark triad. It can be useful, and it is useful. He says they never change, you only get worse as they age with you. That's true, Warhead. Because they get their grips in you. Um, they learn how you operate. Because that's all they do is study how you react to everything they do. And then they just keep repeating the same things over and over to keep you in their grips. As soon as you feel strong enough to pull away and be like, okay, I can't take this anymore, they get sweet. Then they remind you, like, hey, remember, you're nothing without me. You're nothing. Nobody's going to want you. Stay here with me. I care about you. I know I'm mean sometimes. That's just the way I am. I do it out of love. I don't do it because I hate you. I do it because I love you. Nobody's going to love you like I do. I love you more than anything. That's the kind of shit they do. That's real. And a wounded person, especially who's been wounded by that narcissist, almost has no defense against that. Almost has no mental defense other than time apart to where you can really sit and you're not under that influence all the time, when you can really process, like, holy shit, what did I just go through? And time, the more time you spend apart, the more healthy of a self-image and a normal, sensible brain you begin to heal. Then you start seeing that shit a mile away. Once you've been through the grips, in the grips of a narcissist, you're never the same, and you'll always be able to recognize it. But here's the sad thing is that not everybody who's been with a narcissist, they recognize it, but they're still not immune from having it happen again. This is why it's so important that you do the work necessary to make yourself narcissistic proof, among other things. What's up, Swastik? How you doing? Dark nights. When I was 16, I was playing football, and some guy was being mean, being abusive of his girlfriend. So they called the cops. We went to jail 7 years. Then the girl and the friend were dating. I don't know what that means. Johnny Supes, may God bless you as well, brother. Thank you for that. Put that right there on a pen. What's up, Gooder? Doing great, man. Tripathi says, Wrath, in case of narcissists, it's very different. They never change. Wrath says, I'm married a covert narcissist for 14 years. Although not all covert, since she beat me with a cast iron pan at times. That's crazy. What about covert? Isn't the same. Yeah, it's just there's really no escaping the grips of a narcissist. At some point, you have an awakening. At some point, a switch goes off. But that doesn't mean everybody does something. They have people who live under with the narcissist, the foot, lay under the foot on the throat of the narcissist for life, even knowing what's going on. They just don't have what it takes mentally and the fortitude to push away. They buy in so much to the lies that they really believe what the narcissist says when they say, "You're not going to find better than me. Nobody loves you more than me." That's part of the way they isolate you from anything that could potentially sever the connection to their supply. Gaslighting, y'all. Gaslighting. You know what gaslighting is? When somebody tries to convince you that something you just saw, felt, or did, or said that you heard is not true. Like, you'll tell them, well, you did this. I didn't do that. You're making that up. Why do you make this stuff? Like, they'll really have you convinced that you're going crazy. Then they'll tell you shit like, they'll push and push and push and push, and then they'll tell you, and you're like, I can't take it anymore. And they were like, hey, why are you acting so crazy? What's wrong with you? Why do you act like that? Why do you get so emotional? Why are you so sensitive? That fucks with your head over time. Believe me, I know. I have my own narcissist story. I'm just not getting into all that. But I mean, narcissist is thrown around, like a fucking cheap piece of clothes these days. Some people are just assholes. Some people are just trying to deal. Narcissist is another animal. It's a whole nother level that will fundamentally change you as a person. You'll never see yourself or life the same ever again once you've been through the grips of narcissism as not as the narcissist, but as the supply. I don't like the word victim, so I'm not going to say victim. Yes, we try to oversell us. All right, yeah. Good description, Wrath. A covert basically puts on a different face for other people. You have the covert narcissist at home. They're the fucking tyrant, the piece of shit, the abuser. Then at work, they're like, hey, high five everybody. And everybody, you come around in social circles and everybody's like, man, you got the best wife. Oh man, your dad's coolest ever. And you're like, what the fuck? Who are you talking about? Like, do you know this person? And the narcissist will make you feel so shitty about yourself where you just go along with it. Yeah, yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah, great girl. Yeah, great guy. Whatever. It's true, man. Donald Trump is king. Latinos for Trump. See, man. See, hermano. Yes, Trump is king. Different face. Like, anyways, I asked God to heal her heart. That's all you can do, brother. Wrath says that Wrath has got some interesting perspective on this. Let's listen to what he says. Even when we got divorced, she didn't claim alimony. She didn't claim child support. It was left to us. So they can change, but it'll always be there. Um, yeah. Who's a clinically diagnosed narcissist? Tripathi. She actually helped her to promise when we first met. Hold up, despite having cheated on me. Ah, no way. Never changes, buddy. Woman cheats, she's gone forever. No second chances ever. What's up, Damien? Katie Belton, my grandma's going to die in 8 days. Sorry to hear that. My heart is with you in this time. R.I.P. Kate, and my mom died. I was at her funeral yesterday. Another thing why I couldn't come this. Damn, Knight, that was pretty deep. Sorry to hear that, man. The Queen family. What's up? What's up, Queen? Agreed. Narcissists do lack empathy and accountability. Y'all, I must be from way behind in the chat, so bear with me. Johnny says, God may bless you. And God bless you, brother. It's a very kind thing to say. Dark Knight, don't stay in depression too long. Forced by even going to the gym, food, good emotions. Don't drift in your mind, get mad, etc. Robert Antoine Wilson referred to a toddler as the second circuit of the brain formation. Yes, very good. Kyle says, meet a lot of truly narcissistic people in my life. I met 2 in 42 years. Maybe you're projecting. Kyle, people generally target certain groups of people. Nuclear 25. Do you think as a parent we should teach our children about narcissism and call them out if they show any trait? Yes, absolutely. That's part of your job as a parent, to raise your children, right, so they don't become narcissists. And if you see narcissistic traits, you can correct them. I'm not saying by threatening them with narcissism, but just leading them on the right path, asking God for direction to lead your family. And typically, children who are raised with a strong father and a strong family unit do not typically turn into narcissists. Vernon says, Warren needed. Dating a narc can really mess your head up. Yes, Jake. Rabash, do you punish your child when they throw a temper tantrum in the store? You can be a narcissist magnet. Yes, you can. It's called being an empathic person, or having had some sort of certain kind of trauma and neglect at home as a child. You definitely are a narcissist prey. Or do you give in? Travathy says, I don't have children. A lot of narcissism in the world is blatant rise, and that mindset has to do with the trophy generation. That's right. People that never earned anything never learned the value of working for what they actually earned. That's right. It's an entitled, very entitled mentality. Divine, that's somewhat true, I guess. That's a little, I think it was being funny. A marriage license is not supposed to be renewed. It's not supposed to be broken either. That's why you vet the people you marry. and you accept that that's not always going to be the fucking the full, wild cloud nine experience all the time, and you're going to have bumpy times, and you're going to have good times, bad times, hard times, and that through together that you work together, that you're on each other's team. You never work against each other. Have you ever met someone that is not a narcissistic? Yes, I have. TikTok, where I live, is gone forever. It's never gone. This is why I like being alone. Divine says, I get frustrated with girls who are traumatized by narcissistic behavior and bring it to the next relationship to the honest person. Yes, it's true. Women have more narcissistic traits than men. They tend to display narcissistic traits more than men. But they're the weaker sex physically. So that's just a part of their survival mechanism, is their ability to turn the narcissism on and off. They biologically, physically, are the weaker sex. They can't fight straight up. They have to go a different route. They have to take a different means of getting what they want because they can't take it by force. Therefore, narcissism is a tool. That's right, Tripathi. They call you crazy if you stop buying their shit. Oh, yes, mind games. So much fun. Yeah, exactly. Everyone is labeled a narc the minute you upset them. Right, Wrath. That's a fucking classic, huh? Look, I'm not your enemy. I'm not the one who's trying to be your enemy. Oh, man. What's up, ML? Although I'm pretty opinionated, my reply is, well, the landmines that I had to pay for and deal with you that you didn't want to actually accept responsibility say otherwise. It's a very intelligent answer. If you're constantly finding yourself paying for new things to satisfy their happiness, including bills that never told you about expenses they just did because they wanted to, you might have married a narcissist. That's definitely one. I've met 4 in about 14 years, says Nolan. It's possible, I guess. And yes, that's true. Narcissists are basically abandoned by their parents emotionally. That's what messes with them. Yes. It's a defense mechanism they create. Rockadoodle said, my wife's father is still a narcissist that still works it against her and her sisters. Marriage is supposed to be through thick and thin and loyal to the one that you married. Amen. Fidelity is important. All right, Wrath. My man. Coming in hot, baby. I like it. Tripathi says, it's very painful when normal people start believing narcissists and reject the victim. They're called flying monkeys who work for the narcissist's sake. That's right. But the narcissists recruit these people. You know, Tripathi? Narcissists recruit their flying monkeys to do their bidding. It's true. It's a whole sick fucking game. It's nothing to joke about. It's nothing to laugh at. This is why I see people so easily and carelessly throwing this narcissist word around just because they didn't get their way or they got their feelings hurt or, oh, you're a narcissist. That's not true. When you meet a fucking narcissist, you come out of that motherfucker like you was in a tornado and you don't know which way is up or down. You don't know who the hell you are, where you've been. You don't know left from right, up, down, good from bad, dark, light, nothing. You don't even believe with the shit that goes on in your own head. You question your own sanity and reality. That's just not because somebody didn't give you your way or check your shit, your disrespect, or may have done something offensive. It doesn't mean they're a narcissist. So that narcissist word is thrown around so freely these days, and people don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Oh, that's a narcissist. Like they call Donald Trump a narcissist. Come on, that guy, please. He's just a fucking G. Narcissists don't do what that guy does. Does he have narcissistic traits? Of course he does. DT, what's up, my brother? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're in here. You can get me some of these trolls for me. Wrath said, mine's still living with me despite the divorce. You won't leave. She can't. Wow. It's crazy how it happens like that. And I tell you, it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome, Wrath, where you will get you'll have this, you'll develop this affinity for these people and grow a soft place for them. And you realize how sick they are. And you kind of feel bad for them. Been there, my man. Been there. Belt to ask says, when me and my ex get a divorce final, should I leave the house to her or not? We have no kids but 2 dogs. No, not if it's in your name. Fuck no. Fight for your house. Why would you just give it up? Split that shit. If you don't want to stay there and she wants it, tell her she can buy you out. You don't walk away with that. No kids? Angela, how you doing, sweetie? I was wondering where all my mods have been. There she is. Uh, Rockadoodle says, your thoughts can drive you crazy when dealing with them. Yes. Even after, it takes years to recover from a narcissistic relationship. Some people never fully recover from that. I'm good, sweetie. I got on my live a little early today. I was able to get an early jump. My clients rescheduled. My clients rescheduled for tomorrow night, so I figured I'd jump in, maybe knock it out, and get. We're actually talking about narcissism, Angela. Got some really good conversation going. Um, yes, and it takes years to recover from dealing with a true narcissist in your life. If you've been involved in any kind of depth with a narcissist, it takes years to recover. Like you have to do a lot of hard work on yourself to get your shit screwed back on right and get your wires back the way they need to be. It's tricky. Well, Angela says a boss is a narcissist, and you'll usually see narcissists in higher up positions because of the lack of empathy they have and their will stop at nothing attitude, no matter who they got to walk over, betray to get where they want to go. And that's usually viewed and in a work environment or corporate environment where there is different tiers of you know management and whatnot. The people who they're making money for don't care about them being a narcissist. They're just making the money and making moves. And those people will cut your fucking throat in a second. Darren says, I knew someone who was dating at my other job. Once they got married, and then he was abusive and the marriage and control, and she had to divorce him. Warhead said, yeah, true, unfortunately. Sometimes spoiled kids would be lazy and disobedient, complain about their unfair parents. And sometimes, like, you have to say the things that my parents was a narcissist. Yeah, it happens. Where I said, Angela, I had the extra work for a narcissistic boss to understand that I was living with a narcissist. There you go, DT. Got my back. My brother, stay at the house. Don't move out. At Bell to Ass. Secret YouTube. Hello, Proud. I'm Nia. Hey, Nia. Rat says his business partner actually abandoned him too because he was literally a narcissist, and now I work for him. That's good. Um, and that's another thing narcissists do is never take responsibility or accountability for anything. You can literally, and this is partly how they gaslight, you can literally tell them something that they just said that was offensive and false. And they will tell you to your face, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. That'll be their first response. No, that's not what I said. Or they'll say, you know what I meant. They'll do shit like that. Dude, you start seeing signs like that of somebody you hang out with, somebody you work for, somebody you're dating, run. It does not get better. There's nothing gets better. You cannot fix a narcissist. You cannot win against a narcissist. If you have a normal, healthy, semi-healthy brain, you can't compute with what a narcissist is, does, believes, thinks, feels, anything. He also ripped off his business partner that I worked for like 18 grand. Yeah. Secret YouTuber says, you hide my first ID. I don't know what that means, Miha. Curtis Knight said, Goldberg. I guess. I hear that a lot. I don't see the resemblance, but all right. There's one job I worked at, the owner was absolutely an idiot. He would watch what you're doing. If you didn't do it right, he'd actually put you down in front of all the coworkers. Yeah, that sounds just like an insecure little prick with a small dick syndrome, more so than a narcissist. Morgan, what's up? Y'all want to see Fancy? Y'all want to see my dog? Hey, sweetie. Hmm. What are you doing? Hmm? What you doing, sweetie pie? Hmm? What are you doing, baby? Are you being good? Are you behaving? She's up to no good. She comes in here looking all cute. Sort of, Terry on Morgan. I think you were saying something right when I was into the stream last night. Right? Am I correct? Darren says, but now since I got the job at my church, I've never felt too loved, appreciated, and cared for. Thank God for that, for sure. Well, God's looking after you, Chan. Jake, you got kids. You talking to me, Jake? Who you asking? Wrath is correct. No responsibility, no accountability whatsoever. They just completely dismiss it. You won't ever hear I'm sorry or I apologize for my actions and actually list them. Fucking A, Wrath. I can tell you have dealt with a narcissist. That's real shit. Yes, Jake, I have a son. I have a 21-year-old boy. He's a good boy. He's a man now, but Joe, explain what will happen if Belt moves out of the house. If you move out of that house, you lose everything. You lose your rights to everything. It's up to you to start over. And by you moving out of that house and giving her that house, she can come after you for more. Um, Look, family court. So here's the thing. Family court is not in favor of the men. If you don't have children and you genuinely, she can go find her own way. Or if it's rightfully half hers, half hers, then you do the right thing. Split that shit down the middle. She can buy you out or you buy her out. You keep the house. Either way, you don't just walk away from what was hard earned. You earned that house. And especially not if it was gifted to you from family or inheritance. But because you're responsible after that to go rebuild your life. I'd say no kids, fair trade. And if it's your house, you keep it. But let me tell you something. In a family court, they wouldn't think twice about putting your ass out. That's how it works. Teron Morgan says, yeah, you is speaking like you in church. Yeah. Chandler said, so I've been drinking that hot water every morning on empty stomach since last time you told me about it. Good. How's it working out for you, Chan? Jake said, should you charge your kids rent once they hit 18 and they're not in school? Yes, they should be paying for something. Absolutely. Warhead says, but there are kids that are actually abused and mistreated by narcissistic parents. And we talk about, then sometimes people were just exaggerating and were taken less seriously. Um, yeah, there's two sides to that coin. It could definitely go that way. Hold on a second. Fancy, what are you doing? You stay where I can see you. I don't like when she sneaks away like that. Eric E says, hey, brother, what do you think about Putin? I think Putin's just a president of his country. He wants to be left the fuck alone to do what he wants in his culture. I think the guy genuinely just wants to be left alone. I don't really know enough about that to speak on that intelligently. Guy that comments, if a girl buys me dinner, do I have to give it up? Yep, sure do. Rockadoodle says, Proverbs 22, 24, 25. Make no friendship with man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself. Excellent. On time, brother. On time. Wrath says no narcissistic boss is a whole nother ball game. That'll literally do things that you know they know are wrong. They will reaffirm that is their idea when it blows up. It's everyone else's fault. That's right. Uh, Terrion asks, "Did you go to church every Sunday?" No, I don't. Chan says, "So far, not too bad, but when do you know a difference?" It takes a little time. It may not be anything dramatically impactful. It's just over time, it's changed and it's a healthy process. Anything you do naturally isn't going to be as instant as like getting shot, or you're not going to feel instant relief. It takes time for your body to adapt and uh, reacclimate to the new condition. But in the long term, it's beneficial. It's not something you're going to see where you're like, wow, I drank some hot water. Look at that change in my life after 3 days, You just got to stay disciplined with it. Um, Tripathi says there should be a course. What is narcissism in the colleges? It would save a lot of people. Yeah, well, college is responsible for narcissism as well. In today's culture, 4-year universities are indoctrination camps. Angela said, hit the like and the sub. Pen comment, y'all. Listen to the lady. She knows what she's doing. Wrath says, ain't nothing in life free. No, nothing in free's life. Brother, I had to. He became a man. Yeah. My dad, he went through hell and back with electronic countermeasures, reconnaissance Vietnam, 65 or 60. Oh, wow, U.S. Navy. My dad was in Vietnam and the U.S. Navy as well, brother. Ain't that something? He also had 4 different master's degrees in engineering fields, 7 U.S. patents during his life. He taught me everything I know about mechanical, electrical, structural, chemical engineering. That's fucking awesome. Sound like a bright dude. All right, Chan says, well, buddy, I'm going to hit the hay soon. Have a good rest of your day. Tomorrow, I have tomorrow off. Awesome, brother. Enjoy, get you some rest. Enjoy your day off. Tripathi says, yes, teachers do promote narcissistic behavior. Yeah. Wrath said he died from Agent Orange in 2011, eating his brain from brain cancer. Yes, that Agent Orange is some bad shit. It still has residual effects in the country of Vietnam, where it was used the most, in the jungles. And the people who handled it, and the people in the military who had to go tromp through the bush, coated in Agent Orange. Terrible, terrible stuff. Eric E. said, Jesus said, give on to Caesar what is of Caesar, and what is of God to God. No man will take anything, because all material gain is of Caesar. Very good, Eric. I like that. Much respect, Grandma's love, Don. Much respect to you, brother. The point being, the man taught me everything from martial arts to marksmanship to building just about anything and understanding how it works. That's awesome. That was a gift that I was given very young. So when it came time to repay that gift, I took up carpentry. Semen retention. Never heard of your stance. I really don't have a. Yes, Wrath. Honor thy parents. I believe in that. Siege Elite. Semen retention. Never heard of it. I don't really have an opinion. I don't think men should chronically masturbate, nor watch explicit videos of other men pleasing. Here's the thing. That stuff rots your brain. Getting yourself off to the P word is so brain damaging, and it does more than just mentally fuck you up. It chemically messes you up and emotionally cripples you doing that. You There's something very off. There's something very disturbing about a man pleasuring himself, watching another man pleasure a woman. That's not healthy, nor is it normal. That'll screw up your chemical makeup, that screws up your hormones, that crosses your wires mentally. Emotionally, it does damage to you, your ability to pair bond with a woman, because you're so used to sitting in front of a computer watching a woman get defiled by another man while you pleasure yourself to that. Think about how that could cause long-term damage in your perception of what a woman is and what sex is. And that's golly, that's an epidemic in today's society. Look, when you're young and you first start learning what the fuck that is, yeah, you're gonna beat your dick like a pissed off monkey. But that's temporary. After you're about 16, 17, that shit ought to slow down or stop. There are health benefits to, emptying your sack every once in a while. But to do it chronically and constantly pleasure yourself, that's not what it was meant to be like. That tells me you have a dopamine addiction and an issue with delaying gratification. And yes, there are benefits to not flogging yourself all the time, especially to the P word. Some of that will cross your wires up for life and you'll never be able to get straight back fully again. And that watching the P word never stays the same. Just like any drug, just like any addiction, you need more and more in different types to get you to where after you say you start watching that stuff at 15 and you're watching regular sex, the longer you go, like the more fucking crazy shit you have to watch to get off. Because you desensitize yourself. You mentally damage yourself doing that. Stay away from that. And yes, don't go beating your dick all the time. There's no reason for that. Do what you got to do in life. Have sex with a woman. Yeah, man, that's a scary thing. MQ pulls. Hello, MG. MQ. Anime man, gotcha life glim. I love you. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Wrath says, well, not just that look at all porn stars have actually D and how. Overdose being the leading cause. Yes, Jake, I do invest in crypto. Hey, dog's eating the rug. How do you destroy your ego? Well, first you got to realize that destroy your ego by turning your will over to God. Surrender to God. And in order to surrender to God, you have to leave your ego behind. There's certain things you got to understand about yourself that without God, you are nothing. And that's just the truth. Look at all the things that you need to feed your ego and consume them and see and what happens more. You just need more of it. That's right. Realize that you know nothing. Someone will always know more than you, and it's a gift when they encounter somebody that does because they can teach you. CJ Jalit says, I practiced retention but had to release for the prostate health, not transmutating enough. Yeah, that's good. What's up, Ghost? What up? Yeah, look, ego, again, is part of the human experience, is part of the human makeup. Your ego's there for a reason, but your ego is not what you lead by. All these external things that feed our egos, and look, I'm not saying you shouldn't keep yourself physically healthy, like be in good shape, be dangerous, learn a combat sport or martial art. Um, learn about making money and how to make money and how to keep money and how to obtain wealth. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Money is not the root of all evil. A bad relationship with money is the root of all evil. And leading with your ego. And that's some things your ego is called for you to function and have a healthy existence in life. But it's nothing that is really life or death. The ego is just that image of yourself that needs to be in good standing. God is the way. You live without the core things: food, water, shelter. Yeah, you're in trouble, you're in danger. All the other stuff is a bonus. And anything that you get, you should be using it to support the people you love and enrich others' lives, whether that's the information or the actual material things. That's why I enjoy doing well for myself so I can help others. Be able to give back, to serve God. There's nothing an ego, a big ego cannot touch the fulfillment that God gives me on a day-to-day basis, even on my hardest days. And you talking to somebody who lived and breathed off of ego, because of ego, battled addiction, alcoholism, um, and what happens is you worship something, things. I idolize other things other than God. You're going to pay a price, a dear price, especially when those things are ripped away from you and you're left there as a shell of yourself because you've invested nothing of depth and purpose. That'll destroy your ego. Um, I'm looking for a toothless vampire to make my night spicy. I don't know. Good luck. Let me know if you find them. Send them over here. Send them to the live stream. Marriage advice. Jake says, marriage advice. Please, when you don't want to be told what to do and be in control, you're the man, brother. You should be in the leadership role of the family. That should not be a question. And if somebody in your family is telling you what to do, there's some things you need to look at, bub. And you need to make a one-on-one, and we need to discuss some things. We need to get to work on that. Rat said martial arts are especially beneficial. Hell yeah. Um, Eric says God is everything, literally. He gave us a Garden of Eden, but the serpent separated us from our innocence, and we somehow created this unnatural world. Well, God is everything, and He gave us everything, so He gave us free will. That's up to each person to decide. Look, the devil's out there doing push-ups, brother. The devil's in everything, and God's in everything. You can't have one without the other. It's a choice. What do you choose? And God's always there. God never leaves. But the contrast is the devil's always there. He never leaves. There's always one or the other there. And people like to think, well, I'm atheist, so I'm neutral. No, you're not. You're either one or the other. This is a very black and white. It's either God is or God isn't. There's no, I'll keep God around for how to deal with family and my attitude and my temper, and I'll pray for things to God. But then when I want to feed into my sin and do others wrong, I'll leave God out of those matters with women and certain other things, some other vices and stuff. I'll leave God out of that and I'll keep God in this. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Wrath says, DT, later, brother. Good seeing you, man. Jump in again. Says, I like to think God is in all living things. At least that's my perspective from the observation of everything around me. I absolutely believe that. And I think God takes, we refer to God as many things: source, universe, God. God has all kind of names. Everybody has God in them. Everybody has God in them. The I am. You have a higher self. You have a higher transcendent self. which blocks us from the sunlight of the Spirit, or all the things that block us from God. Why do we worry so much? Why do we care what other people think? Why do we worry about getting laid? And, there is an instinctual God side of getting laid. It's reproducing, it's creating life, it's bonding. There's a reason why it feels so good to get laid, but it's not because to make you feel good and give you a big ego. That's not the reason. Um, God lives in you, every one of you. And it's up to you to remove all things blocking you from that channel directly plugged into source. And there's all kind of things like this material world and the reality that's right here that, oh, I need to pay bills. I got to do this. I got to do that. Million things. Got to have the fancy car. I got to have the purse. I got to have the latest gun. I got to have. That's all blocks from spirit. But here's the thing. All those things that you can enjoy do exist in the sunlight of the spirit, being connected. It just comes from a different place and it has a different meaning. You can still have a fruitful life and have a meaningful life serving God. Zane says that vape is killing you. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I just hit it at home a little bit. I don't smoke it all day. We must learn to follow before we understand how to lead. Absolutely, Rockadoodle. All great leaders know how to have been great followers. And that's the truth. Before you become a master, you must be willing to look like the fool. And that's it. There's no shortcuts, y'all. The shortcut is the hard way. The hard way is the shortcut. That's the quickest way to get through it, is just go through it. And a lot of people are always looking for the easier, softer way, but there's not one. Not anything that leads to quality and depth. Rath says everything is moving to the formula of pi mathematics. From the eddy current of electrons that powers your home and computer and transmits across the power lines, across transformers, batteries, to the very nature of movement of everything in the celestial heavens is all based on pi mathematics. That means that everything is being governed by it. Nothing is random. Wow. It's pretty fucking amazing, Rath. I don't know where you came from, but you need to hit that subscribe button, brother. I like where you're coming from. And join that Telegram group so you can see when I'm going live. You can come in my other lives. I go live pretty much every night. I will, DT. I'll make sure to tell him hi next time I talk to him. Jake says, great advice. I'm struggling to lead in a healthy way. Never been a great communicator. Well, first off, quit telling yourself things like never. Never have I been a great communicator. You got to tell a different story, brother. Quit talking to yourself like that. Never is very final. Never means a long way this way and a long way that way. Never is a long, absolute word. It's not productive to speak in absolutes always, never. Never is one of the most hopeless words, the most unproductive words in the English language, right? Change your story. Tell yourself, I haven't always been the best communicator at all times, but I'm working on it and I'm getting better. I have the potential to be a better communicator. I'm just not exercising it right now. Stay away from never. Got that? What's up, Rodera? Look at you popping up in here. Where the hell you been? Good seeing you, sweetie. Savara Pandy says, how do you deal with a narcissistic person personally? Wow, Pandy. I guess you wasn't here for the first half of this live stream, huh? That's all we talked about. I don't know if we should even get back into it. Wrath said, oh, I already subscribed. It's good to hear from a rational, God-fearing man. And fear of God is not about tyranny, it's about love. Amen, it is. That's exactly what it's about. Well, anytime I tell my daughter to do something, she does not want to do it. And my stepdaughter, forget about it. LOL. Well, this is why I tell guys, don't marry women with kids. Don't date women with kids. You'll never have the authority. You'll have all the responsibility, all the expectation, and zero authority. There's no sense in a man raising other people's kids. You'll never be first in the woman's life, and you'll never be anything to those kids. And all it does is confuse your kids if you end together. But there does, even if it's not your kids, there must be a level of respect that's adhered to in your fucking house. And the way you do that is you take no shit and you dish out consequences for people not acting. That goes for your daughter included. Wrath says acceptance that the past is going to be difficult and narrow and full of a whole bunch of obstacles. Otherwise, how would you learn the path? Oh yeah, you got sick. She says, Rodera said, I've been struggling. Went snowboarding for the first time Saturday. Cracked my ass in two. Golly, what are you thinking, Rodera? Up there snowboarding. Did you do the bunny slope and the practice lesson that they give you? Probably not, huh? Said, oh, I got this. Pandy said, my bad. Hey, that's okay, Pandy. No hard feelings, my brother. Just go back and watch go back after I'm finished the live and go watch the whole video. Look at that, 222. What happened here again? Why does it do that? Let me see. Can I pick something? Oh, look at that. I can put anything in my background. I never knew that. We'll stick with the kitchen. Oh, come on, Ryder. You went to the bunny slopes and cracked your ass. Ryder, I don't know if you were on my lives when I told my snowboarding story. My adventure in snowboarding in Colorado. Good. I know you're jacked up. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're in here tonight, though. I hear that rod roll. I cracked the rib. I've been working with it for a while. Ay, ay, ay. Yes, it's been a struggle. So hard. I can't say boo. If I do, my wife gets pissed. Jake, send me an email, please. Not please. Send me a fucking email. You and I need to talk, Bubba. My email is in the description. Proudmasculine@gmail.com. Got that, man? Roderick said on a bunny slope is where I cracked my ass. Yeah. Pandy says, do you take part in any political discussion anywhere or inside doors? Just asking your thoughts on that. I do here and there recreationally. Nothing with any meaning or anything. Good evening, Fred. How are you, sir? Yes, stay away from never. We teach our kids to stay away from. I can't. That's right. Good. Well, Roderick, guess what? Yeah, send it now, Jake, while we're on the live stream. Send it to me and I'm going to check before I get off. Make sure you sent it. Never snowboarding. Hey, I'm with you on that one. Dark Knight says, I'm back. Welcome back. Eric Gee said, am I a Proud Boy member? I don't know what that means. Am I proud? Am I saying Proud Masculine? It's just the name of my channel. I'm proud to be a man who's not afraid to express and be his masculine self in a society where masculinity is called toxic masculinity. Know what I mean? Unapologetically a fucking man. Roderick says, I'm never doing it again. First and last, I had my experience. Good, Fred. Good to hear that, buddy. How's everything making out? Poop says he eats foreskin jerky. Where's all my mods at? Why do I have to deal with these people? You get this guy out of here. Fucking A, Wrath. It sounded like you were in my chat last night. Masculinity is also necessary for the continuity of the species. I had this whole talk last night. My girlfriend and I had this talk 2 nights ago. How that the world's in disarray. The country, especially more so the country, is in disarray. It's in disorder because of the men, the state of men, to allow this chaos and this debauchery. It's our fault. It's our fault. Until men are restored again, nothing will be the same. And God has placed his loving care on this world, and especially this country, this election. I don't know if y'all can tell the palpable shift when Trump got elected this year. Like a whole shift of like the energy has just changed. Like there was a big relief, a collective sigh of relief. Would you say I line up with the same as Proud? Hey, what you got? Well, look, y'all, that's an hour and something we've been on. So we're going to wrap it. Everybody, thank you for coming in tonight. If you have not yet, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Not the comment, the like, subscribe, and notification bell. Also, jump in that Telegram group to get the lives. Jake, send me that email. And Rod, it was good seeing you. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Great topics tonight. Pandy, go back and watch this. Free all masculine men. Yes. Yes, yes, everybody. See you later. You're as free as you believe you are, man. Amen. On that note, we out of here.